The unveiling of a monument takes place 11 to 12 months after one is laid to rest, which marks the ending of the mourning period. We say, Father of all mercies and God of all comforts, behold now this act of a pious devotion, as an everlasting monument is dedicated to the memory of Frank Kasony. The Lord has given, the Lord has taken away. Praise be the name of the Lord. Tender is a father with his children. The Lord is merciful with his worshipers. He knows how we are all fashioned. He remembers that we are all but dust. The days of man are as grass. He flourishes as a flower in the field. The wind passes over it and it is gone, and no one could recognize where it grew. But the Lord's compassion to his children, his righteousness to children's children, remain age after age unchanging. My flesh, my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart, and he is my portion forever. Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He has me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He guides me on paths of righteousness. He revives my soul for the sake of his glory. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you with me. Your staff and your rod do comfort me. You set a table inside of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall abide in the house of the Lord forever. I will now recite, we remember them. At the rising of the sun and at its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves, of the beauty of autumn, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. As long as we live, they too shall live, as we remember them. In memory of Frank, I will now recite the traditional Kaddish. Yiskadal v'yiskada shemei rabbah, biyoma divracha rusei v'yamlach machusei. B'chayichon uv'yomeichon uv'chayei dechol beis Yisrael, ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'mramein. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach liolam elo me'amaya. Yisparach v'yishtabach v'yispa'ar v'yishraman v'yistasei. V'yisadar v'yisalev v'yisalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Liela min kol brachasa v'shirasa, tushbachasa v'nachamasa, damiron biyoma v'mramein, yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'mramein, oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen. I had the privilege to speak to Frank's wife, Susan, and I would like to share with everyone the beautiful words of what Susan expressed to me about her loving and devoted husband, Frank. Our Bible, the Torah, begins with the word Bereshit, the beginning, the letter B. And our rabbis, our sages ask, why the letter B and not the letter Aleph? Why not the letter A? And the answer that I believe is as follows. You see, if you look at the last word of the Bible, of our Torah, it's Yisroel. The last word is Israel. The last letter is a Lamed, is an L. And if you take the last letter, the Lamed, and place it together with the Bet, the Lamed and the Bet spells Lev. And I truly believe that God is sending us a message, which is, and Frank got it, that whatever you do in this world, what does Lev mean? Part. Whatever you do in this world, do it with a full heart. And that was Frank. Everywhere he went, every person that he touched, he did it with a full heart. Frank was a loving and devoted husband, brother, uncle, and true friend to all who knew him. Frank never passed up a good meal at Ben's Deli. You and me both, Frank. You and me both. His favorite lunch was a corned beef sandwich on toasted rye with Russian dressing and a can of Dr. Brown's cream soda. Good for you, Frank. He spent many afternoons at the track, and whether his horses won or not, I will say this to the family. Frank was a winner. He was the best. He enjoyed spending summers at the Concord Hotel in the Catskill Mountains. And there is no doubt in my mind that he leaves behind a beautiful legacy. We say, for Frank's good life here on this earth, we have the faith that his soul will live eternally with God in heaven and will most definitely be remembered in the hearts by all who knew him, by all who loved him. And let us all respond, Amen. Hail Molei Rachamim, Shochein Abamromim, Hametzei Minucha Nochanat Tafashchina, B'ma'alosh Kedoshim, Otirim Gzorkim Asirim, Esenishmas, Ephraim ben Yehuda, Shalach Leolamo, B'ganin Etei Minuchatam, Anabal Harachamim, Hastirepes, Etefach Leolamim, Utzro B'sro HaChaim Esnishmata, Adrahu Nachalato, V'yanu P'shalom Al Mishkava, V'nomar Amen. In English, we say, O God exalted and full of compassion, we ask that you kindly grant the perfect peace in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure to the soul of Frank Kasony, who has gone to his eternal home. Master of mercy, we beseech you, We ask that you remember all the worthy and righteous deeds that he performed in this land of the living. May his soul be bound up in the bond of life. The Lord is his portion. May he rest in peace. And let us all say, Amen. At this point, I'm going to place a rock on top of the stone to show that we visited the grave. And when all of you or any of you come here to the cemetery, you can also place a rock on top of the stone to show that you visited the grave. This concludes the unveiling service for Frank.